Good evening, good afternoon. Looks like evening, right? Um, Lost power. Frozen snow, frozen rain, 6 inches of snow under it. Um, it's been an interesting week here, but it's really brought something to light. The difference between peer pressure and intuition and how to trust what you know. Um, Peer pressure, you got to get to work, you got to do your job, you have to grow, you have to be bigger, you have to be better, all that stuff. Peer pressure tells you need to get to work when you need to get to work. um Thing is, let's say you make $200 a day. On the way to work, you crash into a car. Even if you make it to work, you now owe your insurance company, you owe the person whose car you crashed into, you have to pay the ticket if it was your fault, possibly. um, it cost you a lot more than you would have made. You might look better with your boss, but how many of those jobs out there really wouldn't replace you in 3 days if you didn't come to work? Um, the difference here is when your intuition tells you something, you feel it in your gut, you kind of know, you feel calm and peaceful about it, uh, until you apply peer pressure. You know you shouldn't be driving in the ice. You know that it's not safe to be out there. You know you're going to be late, but it's better than not going at all. Um, any one of those things, it feels good. You know better. But then you start to think about your job. You start to think about the people counting on you. You start to think about the paycheck. You start about to think how it's going to look. You start to think about maybe one last day of vacation you're going to have. During a week when you want to be somewhere out of town, as opposed to right now where you're stuck at home with no power. I knew that it wasn't safe to drive to work today. I knew it wasn't safe to be out on the roads, knew it was a good choice not to be there. I was very comfortable with that fact. Um, Peer pressure would have you believe that, hey, you need to get here. Just drive careful, you'll be fine. Um, which is fine until you wreck your car, or you slide into, who knows what, a mailbox or a business or into a guardrail or something, and it's going to cost you more than it would if you just stayed home. Um, I'm not saying you should use excuses to stay home, but when your intuition is telling you the really right choice in your gut, in your head, in your body, in your soul, is not to go to work, not to do anything. I'm just using work as an example, but when you really know deep down inside that you're making the wrong choice by going against it, by allowing peer pressure or training or social constraints to tell you what to do, you really put yourself in not only a potentially damaging position financially, but emotionally, you've chosen the world's view over your own view. Work on listening to your intuition. It's also the one that tells you when you should go to work and when you should be a good employee as opposed to staying home because you have a stomach ache. Because inside you really know I could go to work and I'd be just fine. So anyway, as I sit here in the most lit room of my house at the moment, um, with the electric guitars behind me that do absolutely no good right now, um, I just want to say, listen to your gut. Listen to what's in you. You're way more in tune and way smarter than you think. Um, Way better than society would have you believe. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks. Bye.